Hi, this is Jennifer Harmon with Group 4's presentation of Chapter 12, Automate and Enable Low-Risk Releases. Automate our deployment process. At Facebook, Chuck Rossi, the Director of Release Engineering, noticed that Facebook seemed to have a fixed number of changes that it could handle per deployment, so he decided to increase their daily deployments. They have gone from weekly to daily to 3 deployments a day. They made code development low risk and a part of everyone's daily work. What was required to make this possible? Code deployment needs to be automated, repeatable, and predictable instead of manual, time-consuming, and error-prone with unreliable handoffs between development and operations. After performing a value stream mapping exercise to document the steps in our deployment process, our goal is to simplify and automate as many manual steps as possible, such as packaging code in ways suitable for deployment, create pre-configured virtual machine images or containers, automating the deployment and configuration of middleware, copying packages or files on production servers, restarting servers, applications, or services, generating configuration files from template, running automated smoke tests to make sure the system is correctly configured, and running and scripting automated test procedures. This process will also involve removing steps that are time-consuming to reduce our lead times and handoffs. Next, enabled automated self-service deployments. Our development pipeline requires us to deploy the same way to every environment, smoke test our deployments, and ensure a consistent environment for our deployments. This makes it possible for us to automate manual steps or handoffs that would otherwise slow down the build portion of our pipeline, where packages from version control are created and deployed to any environment. The test portion, where anyone should be able to run the automated test suite so we can deploy the created packages from version control to be executed. This enables us to have safe deployments that can be performed successfully by anyone on the team. Next, integrate code deployment into the deployment pipeline. Now that our code deployment process is automated, we can make it a part of the deployment pipeline as long as it has the following capabilities. It makes sure that the packages created in the continuous integration process are fit for deployment into production. It shows that the production environment is ready, provides a push-button self-service method for any suitable version of the packaged code to be deployed into production. It records automatically what commands were run on what machines when, who authorized it, and what the output was. It's able to run a smoke test to ensure that the system is operating correctly and that all configuration settings are correct, and that it provides fast feedback for the developers so that they can quickly tell if the deployment was a success. Our goal is to ensure that our deployments happen quickly. Due to modern technologies such as containers, it is possible to complete complex deployments in seconds and minutes. This graph shows data from the Puppet Labs 2014 State of DevOps report. It shows that high performers were shown to have much faster deployment times than the lowest performers. Thanks.
Hello everyone, my name is Huston Moyers. I'll be going over a couple slides in the presentation today. The first slide is to decouple deployments from releases, so to make them separate. What this will do is it will allow us to empower development and operations to be responsible for the success of fast and frequent deployments. By doing frequent deployments with this method in place, we can have the best success when deploying and offering this product to our customers. The next slide is environment-based release patterns. What is environment-based release patterns? This is This release pattern is a release that requires no change in the application code. You can do this by having multiple environments to deploy into, rather than having your environment in one section and everything that you may change affecting that section. If you have different areas, um, you can deploy something in one area and it won't affect the rest of the application, only that area. By doing this, we can decrease the risk associated with product releases and reduce the deployment lead time. Um, Really, what this comes down to is giving the customer the the best possible product that we can offer them with the most minimal issues when it comes to updates um, or releases to the product. That's all for my slides, and have a great day.
Hi, this is Kevin, and I'll be explaining the topic application-based patterns to enable safer releases. Now, this principle allows greater flexibility in how we safely release new features to our customers, often on a pre-feature basis. Uh, of course, since application-based releases patterns are implemented in the application, these require involvement from the development team. And we have two ways of implementing application-based release patterns, and the first one is feature toggles. So feature toggles provide us with the mechanism to selectively enable and disable features without requiring a production code deployment. The feature toggles as well, they can control which features are visible and available to specific user segments. Feature toggles are usually implemented by wrapping application logic or UI elements with a conditional statement where the feature is enabled or disabled based on a configuration setting stored somewhere. For example, a JSON file, XML, a TXT, CSV, and many others. Additionally, they provide some advantages like rolling back easily, gracefully degrade performance, increase our resilience through a service-oriented architecture, and a couple of other advantages as well. So moving forward, we have the second way, which is performing dark launches. Um, so performing dark launches basically is where we deploy all the functionality into production and then perform testing of that functionality while it is still invisible to customers. In other words, right, silent testing. So for large or risky changes, we often do this for weeks before the production launch, enabling us to safely test with the anticipated production-like loads. If we move to the next slide, we get the survey of continuous delivery and continuous deployment in practice. This is very useful. Continuous delivery is a prerequisite for continuous deployment since developers get fast feedback when they introduce any regression errors, defects, performance issues, security and usability issues, and a couple others as well. This is why it is very important to keep an ongoing work while we are trying to improve these features as well. So when these issues are found, they are fixed immediately. So those pieces of work are always deployable, or in other words, continuous deployment. And then we have the last slide in conclusion, right? Releases and deployment, they do not have to be high risk, high drama affairs that require tens or hundreds of engineers to work around the clock to be completed, right? Instead, they can be made entirely a routine and a part of everyone's daily work. Um, all these can help to reduce our deployment lead times, right, like dramatically. This also allows organizations to deliver value easily to our customer without causing chaos and disruption. And additionally, as well, by having dev and ops work together, we can finally make operations work humane. Thank you.